Hi guys, good afternoon from Europe. It's March 11th. It's 1 hour after US cash open. Many different things are going on around. We are approaching end of the European session very soon, then London fix, and then the US guys will stay alone. Let's start with the pound, right? Because I'm still bearish, right? But slowly, step by step. First thing first, we got this emergency Bank of England meeting. We got the cut, right? Then we had a press conference, and we were discussing. I told you that still I'm bearish. What I didn't like was the spike down with the lower shadow, and I've been explaining this morning. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you have to get back to the archive. We don't have that much time here. So we've seen the break to the upside. All right, I've been trading a lot short side today, either medium term and intraday as well. So we saw the pullback and rally, but we didn't get the full rally yet. Then we had UK GDP, right? And when it comes to the UK data, it was like much weaker than what market was expecting when it comes to month-to-month GDP. It was 0 versus 0.2 expectations, 0.3 previous one, right? The industrial production also much weaker, minus 0.1, 0.3 expectations, 0.1 previously. But this lower shadow, right? Market was waiting at this moment. The data wasn't that important. Market was waiting for the budget release, right? And we got that budget. And to be honest with you, pound is higher because algo, most probably algo likes what they read, right? But the true story is that the numbers, in my opinion, completely they don't match, right? Meaning that we have huge spending going on because of the coronavirus right now, and probably the spending is gonna be bigger, but we have smaller issuance when it comes to 21 and 22. So the numbers not much at the first glance on my side, right? But of course the market likes the smaller issuance, right? It was quite big difference, right? So the pound went higher. I'm going to talk to my macro guys because you know I'm technician. I have to talk to the macro guys, and then I'm going to try to confirm. Pound is trying to hold. That zone, right? Bouncing up and down, but trying to hold. Now, if you remember, I'm still bearish pound. If you remember, we were discussing this from the daily chart perspective, right? So last time we've seen something similar to what we had yesterday, right? So, okay. I'm sorry, it was here last time. So then the following day was higher. So probably that's what we are going to get here. Also, we were discussing that cannot be ruled out that we are going to test even higher levels. That's, well, everything we knew. But of course, then happened something like this. So that's what I'm expecting, right? Medium term 2780, 2650, 25 on the cable. So I'm looking to sell the rallies, taking into the consideration that also we got the US CPI and the data was better what market was expecting, especially core CPI year to year. So well, now, so the pound, no change to my view based on what we discussed this morning, right? So still looking to trade short side. Don't forget, guys, that you can monitor You can see what I'm doing. Of course, I'm doing all the strategies at one account, otherwise I wouldn't be able to share with you that stuff. And the link is in the description, so that's for you to have a possibility to check if I'm doing what I'm talking about, right? If I'm trying to put the money where my mouth is. So that's about the pound, right? Now, pound yen. And here, well, I missed a bit, right? Still looking, eventually, if we are going to see a little bit of some kind of the relief rally, I've been waiting a little bit higher. They make it. They make it ideally, right? But I missed that one, all right? I missed that one. So still looking to sell rallies on the pound yen. Why? Because I think that the S&P and others are going to move to the downside. All right, I'm not saying it's going to happen today, but there are few very important things I noticed. I was trying to put the puzzles into one big picture, right? Well, maybe I'm so negative, right? But let me explain. Let me explain what I'm talking about. First thing first. Let's check where we have the limit down, limit up when it comes to the S&P, because it's very popular these days, right? So from here, and we are trading 2,790-ish, let's say, right? 3,022 is up, 2,734. So 50 pips from 50 points from now, S&P is a limit down, 5%. I'm not sure if this 5% is working during the cash market. Then we have 7%. It's 2,676.5. All right, and we are going to end the day if we see 2,302, 20 down, right? I don't think so. So upside 5%, 3022, downside 5%, 2734, 7%, 2676.5, right? Now, for today, I do expect retest of combination yesterday and Monday low, and probably no higher than the weekly open. So again, that's something we discussed this morning. If you haven't seen, please visit archive section and watch today's meeting, right? Now, we know the levels. Why I'm skeptical? Why I'm negative? Well, I have a full respect for Merkel, right? But when she's saying that she talked to them, let me find where I have it, just not to not to make it. Anyway, she said that she talked to the scientists, she talked to the doctors. She is not ruling out that over the period of the time, up to 60% of the German population is gonna be tested positive when it comes to the coronavirus. All right? First thing first. Second thing, there was a leaked document when it comes to US. Leaked medical conference documents have warned that hospitals across the United States are preparing, and now guys, I'm not sure if it's true. Maybe it was some kind of fake news, but this leaked medical conference documents saying the hospital across the United States preparing for 96 million coronavirus infections. 96 million. And President Trump is saying that if we are going to be calm, so coronavirus is going to go away. But even more scary thing is that the same document is saying that the hospital to make preparations, I'm sorry guys, for 480,000 deaths from this outbreak. All right? So now those guys really know, already really know what is going on, what's the reality, right? They already know. So, you know, those clowns from the White House doing these press conferences and saying that we have to wash our hands and stuff like this, those guys already know what is going on, right? So the US looks bad and the Europe looks even worse. And when it comes to some numbers, so for example, last hour there was a UK Department of Health says total 456 people have tested positive for coronavirus in the UK, up from 373 at the same point yesterday, right? The Spain, same. German, same, parabolic move. And I'm not sure if it's been confirmed, but looks like more than 1,000 already in US, all right? So yes, I'm looking for lower levels, all right? But if you remember, we were discussing some higher levels, so I'm chasing DAX a bit because, you know, Merkel was always optimistic, and also she said that she will try to she's open to, you know, because of the coronavirus, to skip this negative budget stuff. So well, we will see. So overall, I'm looking to sell bigger rallies when it comes to the indices. All right. As discussed this morning, if you haven't heard, please visit the section, the archive section. And finally, the oil. The Armaco is pumping even more oil. Yesterday, API was negative when it comes to the bulls. Today, also we got the crude oil inventories negative, but market is trying to tell us a little bit different story. So US guys may try to push higher, right? But what I see is a clear stop count rejection. Well, I'm going to look very carefully for the zone close to 35, right? When it comes to the oil and to the short position. So trying to make short summary. I'm negative when it comes to the pound, right? I'm negative when it comes to the oil. I'm going to make the separate video when it comes to the ECB tomorrow, because I'm also negative and I'm staying short on euro. I'm overall dollar positive, maybe without the yen. Now you have to answer yourself based on what we are discussing, based on what world is discussing about. If you are going to get the Japanese Olympic game, or if we are going to get the Euro 2018, right? Especially that those UEFA guys, they had fantastic idea. You know, I'm joking with this fantastic idea that everyone has to travel all around the Europe to watch the football games. It's not gonna work this way. So if you can imagine the losses, right? That's where we are. And if you remember, I've mentioned that I do expect this type of the bottom, right? One lower low and lower low, and maybe we see some kind of the bounce. Guys, don't be trapped. If necessary, I'm going to make an update. Be careful. Plunge protection team might be in action. Manipulation might be in action. So stay safe, lower your exposure. Take care and see you around, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.